So please tell us your name and your roll number for this exam.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hmm.
My name is Sudipta Kumar Das. Roll number, I might have to check a little bit, sir.
ଯାହା ମନେ
Please
ଅଛି
give.
କୁହନ୍ତୁ ନହେଲେ last 3 digits କହିଦିଅନ୍ତୁ.
Um, just a minute, sir. I can get it within few seconds. Yes, sir. My roll number is 501647.
Okay, now without telling your name and your domicile district, please give us a brief introduction.
I completed my graduation from Ravensa University, Cuttack. I then completed my post-graduation in physics from Central University of Rajasthan. Then I completed my bachelor in education from Panchayat College, Bargarh under Sambalpur University. I have been selected as, I have been working as TGT PCM as teacher at TGT PCM in Remunda High School from since December 2021. My hobbies include reading books, generally fiction books, and I also enjoy writing stories. Um, that much, sir.
Why are you interested in Odisha Education Service? Currently, what are you doing? You are employed or you are
Yes, sir.
preparing?
Yes,
You are
sir.
employed.
Yes, sir. I am currently working as a high school teacher, sir, under
Okay.
government of Odisha.
Okay. So for how long you have been working?
I have been working in this job, sir, since December of 2021, so nearly a year and a half.
And total work experience?
Previously, while continuing my bachelor in education, I was working in private institutions for nearly 2 years, give or take, sir.
Okay.
So
So
total
like
experience of
around 3.5 years.
around, sir, yes.
Okay. So why are you interested? You're already in a government job. So why are you interested in Odisha Education Service? You give me 3 good reasons for that.
Yes, sir. First is, sir, that this includes the area of my passion, that is education itself, sir, because currently I am working as a teacher. So this also includes the same area of my interest. Second is that, sir, being as a teacher, my area of influence or the impact that I can have on my students is direct but quite limited, which means that I can only interact with a limited number of students. But as an education officer, sir, my responsibilities and my area of impact will definitely be much more vast, which means that I can not only have a good impact on the students, but also can help teachers and um, other associated aspects of education, sir. The third one is that it is itself in is an administrative job, which means that not only I can be responsible for implementing a policy, but at later stage I can also be part of the formation of policies. And also as an administrator, sir, I can help improve the implementation of policies so that it can benefit all different aspects of education as a whole, sir.
So currently, according to you, since you're also working in the working in government school, so
Yes.
tell me 3 important issues related to our school ecosystem or problems with the schools,
Yes.
and what are the possible solutions according to you?
Yes, sir. Recently, sir, a new report has come out which states that the dropout level in the class 9th and 10th has increased significantly from pre-COVID level of 16% to 23 or 24% around, sir, which is quite concerning. Specifically, when we consider class 9th and 10th, where they are actually going to build a career, we are seeing that every 1 in 4 students is dropping out from class 9th and 10th. One of the biggest concerns is also the lack of foundational literacy and numeracy level in primary education, primary students, which is also a very big concern, since it is the basic goal of education to have literacy level in every student. Recently, sir, we have also seen that the lack of infrastructures is also a big concern, specifically in primary and lower secondary level, sir. So I think these are three big area of concern for education. My idea to solve these problems will be the first to address the dropout concerns. The main reasons for dropout concern, as also been admitted by the government, is that during the COVID, there were a lot of financial difficulties, and also students felt that they are not up to the par with other students due to the lack of 2 years, due to the 2 years gap in education. So my first goal would be to bridge that gap, go door to door campaign, and help students understand that yes, they can come back to the mainstream, they can achieve the same level as their fellow students. And also, sir, many of the girls have been married off, and many of the students who have lost one or two of their parents are not financially enabled to continue their education, and they have gone to work in different states and different places, sir. So the second of my solution would be to provide them financial assistance as much as possible, build a place to stay for them, like hostels, provide hostel facility at a very comfortable prices, sir. That's my first, to address the first concern. The second is developing fundamental literacy and numeracy level of primary students by introducing new courses, by introducing trained educators or training the educators who are already in the system. And the third problem is the basic infrastructure. I think the government is doing a good job in bridging the gap between gap in the infrastructure levels, with 5T, introduction of 5T in in high school, sir. That is a very good step, and it is a very good step that the government is also planning to extend that transformation to primary schools and also to the higher secondary schools. So I think that would be a good solution to continue on that path and create the 21st century infrastructures regarding digital technologies and physical infrastructure, as well as libraries and good laboratories in every school, so that students can have the same facilities as private schools, sir.
Okay, fine. So what presentation have you prepared?
Yes, sir. My presentation. Uh, can I start, sir?
What is the topic first? Let me know.
Yes, sir. My topic is foundational literacy and numeracy as envisioned in National Education Policy 2020, sir.
Okay. So you can start.
Okay, thank you, sir. Um, One of the biggest concerns as envisioned, as cited by National Education Policy, is the lack of basic ability of primary students to read, write, and recite their languages, simple texts, and the lack of basic arithmetic skills. It is estimated that more than 5 crore students currently do not possess the basic foundational literacy and numeracy skills, which is a very big area of concern. This concern has been particularly elevated during the COVID times, when we saw 2 years of gap in the education system. So one of the most important challenge in front of educational administration is to bridge that gap and create such a system that every student can have the basic idea about reading, writing, and basic arithmetic skills. Now, the NEP 2020 has provided us with 5 important basic factors on which, if worked properly, this FLN program could be a huge success. The first one is teachers. Without teachers, any educational program will not work. So the idea behind FLN implementation is to bridge the gap between teacher-student ratio. Ideally, the ratio should be 30:1, and in disadvantaged places it should be 25:1. But we are seeing that there is also a lack of teachers. There is a big lag between teachers and students requirements, a teacher's requirement. So NEP proposes that not only that we should do very fast recruitment of teachers, but also we should do teachers training during their services, so that they can get up to the level to implement the FLN program properly, sir. The second one is curriculum. The curriculum of primary education should be cultivated in such a way that it brings stress onto the foundational idea of reading, writing, and basic arithmetic skills, for which the government has decided to implement a 3 months bridge course program for class 1 students, so that they can, if somebody is lacking in their skill in a pre-primary education, they can bridge the gap and come to the same level as their fellow students. Curriculum also includes a very innovative Diksha platform, which is designed in such a way that it not only affords the curriculum designed for FLN program, but it also includes the possibility of proper training of teachers who are already in service. The third one is the third important point is peer tutoring and volunteering, sir. As we also know that peer tutoring can be a very effective medium if implemented in presence of trained professionals. So in primary education, specifically in class 1 and 2, the influence of peers is very important and can be very effective. So the NEP proposes that in presence of in presence of trained professionals and guided teachers, peer tutoring could really be encouraged. Apart from that, volunteering from the local community and far beyond could be encouraged. It is always said that if one responsible citizen take the responsibility of one student, then we can really bridge this gap of lack of FLN programs. The fourth one is library and required books. It is necessitated in NEP 2020 that every school should have an adequate library and books which are of the same level to cater to the needs of the student. Appropriate books should also be translated into local languages and other Indian languages so that students can read there. It is also guided that reading in library should be properly encouraged. Apart from that, a national library program is also in pipes, which will be giving all the required books on digital mode. The fifth and the last one is very important, which includes the health and nutrition of students. Apart from providing them with fresh and healthy nutrition, healthy meals, it is also envisioned that 100% immunization should be encouraged. A health card can also be given to each and every student so that they can also manage their physical health as well as mental health through proper guidance, counseling, and volunteering works. These are the five important points as envisioned by the NEP 2020. As we know that the Odisha government has already accepted to implement NEP 2020. So government of Odisha is also taking few steps to implement FLN program quite effectively. From the last year, different specialized books has also been issued so that FLN program can be implemented in every school in Odisha, sir. This year, the government has taken proactive steps to train the current students, current teachers in different stages and different times. Apart from that, specific curriculum are also encouraged and envisioned by the government of Odisha, which cater to the needs of basic foundational literacy and numeracy skills. I think it is a very important step and a step towards right direction, because as we hope that India gets to a position where we achieve not only 100% literacy level, but we also have students who actually have gotten their education, and ensuring that FLN program is implemented properly will be a very good step in that direction, sir. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Good. So, can you tell me something related to NEP? That what are the steps to promote digital education, online education in the school ecosystem, which NEP proposes? Only 1-2 points you can say.
Okay, sir. NEP proposes the first one is a combined mode of education should also be encouraged, as it states that online education is not an substitute for offline education. It proposes a hybrid mode of education where classroom transaction in physical mode is encouraged with the help of online education. For that, smart classrooms are also encouraged to be implemented. It can also be noted that for the implementation of this idea of NEP 2020, recently the government has proposed in the budget of 2022 that the central government will take few steps to encourage thousands of schools for transformation into digital classrooms, digital libraries, which is similar to the idea of 5T implementation in Odisha, sir. The second important point in digital learning is that implementation of digital library and computer education starting from class 6 which is a very good step and a step in the right direction for empowering the students to catch up to the required level of 21st century education, sir.
Okay, fine. So suppose you are the headmaster of a government high school, and some parent, they have come with their child with special needs.
Yes, sir.
How are you going to approach the situation? Will you allow admission? Because your school is a normal school. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if you take admission, then what steps will you take to ensure that that the teaching and learning for that student, that is the student is basically included in the in the education pattern of your school with the other students?
Yes, sir. It is necessitated by both NEP and the government programs that the school should be inclusive. So, first of all, I would try to identify what is the special need of the student. If it is combined, if it is related to visually impaired or hearing impaired or locomotor problems, then I think that could be easily incorporated into the general school system, sir. If someone is visually impaired, then seating arrangement could be made in such a way that he or she has a clear view of the classrooms and can participate in the classroom transaction completely, sir. If the person, if the student is hearing impaired to some extent, where a sitting arrangement could be made in such a way that he or she gets proper attention and proper hearing of all the classroom transactions, sir. If he or she is locomotorily impaired, then school should be designed, the extra design in the school system should be made in such a way that motion of the student is not hampered, and also classroom sitting could be arranged in such a way that they feel included in the same system and can move throughout the school properly. The issue comes when they are somewhat of intellectually challenged, sir. In that condition, I would take the help of someone specialist to understand the specific requirement of the students. If the requirement is in such a way that it could be it could be included in the classroom, in the normal classroom transaction, then I will definitely make sure to implement all the special requirements of the student so that he or she can feel included in the same classroom and can study with the other students, sir. If if the condition is such that he or she will require very special privileges or special needs that could not be made available to him or her in a normal classroom, sir, then I will make arrangement for her to be admitted in special schools which are also present nearly in every district, so that he or she can get the required classroom transactions.
Okay, fine, fine. So fine, that will be the end of the interview, and your performance was very good.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
flow of speech, in your thought process. Okay,
Yes, sir.
everything was very clear. And if I have to mark this interview, you will get around 110 out of 200, 150. Okay, 110 out of 150. So,
Thank you, sir.
so
Uh,
that is, yes, it is quite good.
is there something that I can improve, sir?
Yes, improvement basically. Uh, what you have to do is, one thing is that your content is good, but when you are giving the presentation, one aspect you can add is, as OES officer, what will be your, okay, what will be
Yes,
your
sir.
role?
Yes, sir.
What will be your role? Okay,
Yes.
how as OES officer or headmaster you are going to, okay, um, what will be your role in whatever, like for NEP you are saying. So what will be your role that you have to
Yes, sir.
mention? Okay,
Yes, sir.
that is one thing. Otherwise, your approach is quite good. I did not find anything more to be said. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, last one thing, sir. About the dress code, sir, I am thinking whether I should go with a tie or not, sir.
May tie will be like, it depends on you personally, but it will be very uncomfortable.
Yes, sir, because I
Okay.
have not ever worn a tie,
No,
sir.
it is not required at all. It is not
Okay.
required at all. Okay.
A formal
The
dress?
mandatory shirt, light colored shirt and deep
Yes,
color
sir.
trousers,
Yes, sir.
formal shoes, socks, that
Yes, sir.
would suffice. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Um, Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.